Are you ready to ask Stephen questions?
Yes.
Excellent. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace my spotlight with Stephen's. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. And then Lee, could you spotlight Danny also, as I now can't do that? Brilliant. So we have our question master and Sensei Stephen. Okay, off you go, sir.
Good afternoon, Stephen Chan. It's lovely to meet you. I have a few questions for you today. Shall we begin?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
What does it feel like to be a character in a monkey in a book?
Well, my grandmother always said I was a monkey when I was young. And so when I grew up, I guess it was natural actually to become a monkey in Mary's book. So I was actually very, very pleased and very flattered when Mary asked whether or not she could turn me into a monkey.
Okay. Next one. Did you teach yourself martial arts?
No, my grandmother was the person who began teaching me. She was a swordswoman because when she was young, there was a very great deal of violence and war in China where she grew up. So she learned to use the sword for very real reasons. So she was a martial artist who began teaching me. But later I went to regular class. I got myself teachers, a sensei like Sensei Mary, and they taught me.
Yeah. How long have you been training in karate?
Well, since I got regular teachers, after I stopped training with my grandmother, I guess I've been training for 55 years.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Well, it's a long time. I've got lots and lots of injuries, as Mary will tell you, as a result of that. But yeah, I've been training all of those years.
Okay. Do you prefer the Jo staff or the bow staff? And
well, my preference is the bow staff. However, the Jo is exactly the same length as a golf umbrella. And so in winter, when it's raining, I go out with my golf umbrella. So I always feel confident that if I had to, I could defend myself with my golf umbrella as if it were a Jo. So for practical reasons, I guess the Jo. For artistic reasons, I think the bow.
Okay. Okay. What is the biggest lesson martial arts has taught you?
Well, I think that's very, very simple because martial arts, one of the real reasons why we study martial arts is so we can defend people. We can defend those people that we love, our family, our friends. And so the big lesson is that we've got to look out for other people. We've got to help people. We don't have to be friends with them. We don't even have to know them. But we have to have almost like a mission to try to be kind and to help people in the world.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good lesson. Okay, number 6. How many books have you written yourself?
Well, I had to count this morning because Barry told me that you were going to ask me that question. So it's 44 books.
That's very impressive. Okay.
Well, they're very boring books, okay? They're not like Mary's books.
This question is a bit personal. How old are you?
Ooh, I'm very, very old now. I'm probably older than your grandfather and your grandmother. So right now I'm 71.
Okay. Did you have any hobbies when you were little?
Well, the first thing I remember doing when I was little, that is around about the age of 3, was because the family was very, very poor. We really had to struggle. They were refugees in a new land, and all their businesses failed one after another. So my hobby was going outside to the footpath and hitting the footpath with a rubber hammer. I remember doing that for hour after hour after hour because I understood that the family was having to struggle. Later, I learned more constructive hobbies, but I'm still hitting things to this day, obviously.
Okay. This question is a tough one. What is the meaning of life?
The meaning of life, well, if we could answer that question, we're all going to be warrior monkeys in a monastery sitting down and enjoying beautiful gardens. But as I said before, it's like the purpose of karate. You've got to help people. You've got to try to make the world into a better place, make it into a beautiful garden. And one of the ways of doing that is by enjoying all the things around us, being able to, like Master Chan in the books, how he was teaching Beko and Suki, how to talk to the white stones. That's something that brings us peace and helps us to be relaxed and try to do something good in the world.
Yeah. All right. Next question. What's your favorite karate move?
Well, I can still do it after all of these years, and despite the fact that I've now got 2 artificial knees, and my favorite move is the axe kick. That's when you take the leg up above your head, way above your head, as high as it can go, touching your face, and then you bring it crashing down on the person in front of you. Very, very vicious, nasty move, but I still practice every single day the axe kick.
It's a very dangerous move.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you can do it very, very well. We'll have a competition one day, okay, as to who can do the best axe kick.
Okay. Last one. What's your favorite kata?
Well, I've got 2 favorite kata because I practice more than one system of karate. So in the system called Shorin Hiru, then the kata I like best is Chinto because it's got beautiful spinning movements in it. In the system called Gojuru, then my favorite kata is Goshi Soshin because it's very much like Tai Chi. If you do the movements properly, it's like a Tai Chi master doing these beautiful slow motion movements that you see the old people doing in the parks in the early morning in China.
Okay. Thank you. So, thank you so much for answering some of the audience's questions today. It was a great pleasure to meet you, to meet the real Jen. Sensei Mary.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Danny. That was absolutely beautiful. Now, it may be, have I lost Stephen? It may be that other people have questions, as we do luckily have some time. So if you have other questions that you would like to ask Stephen, then please put your hand up now, or you can unmute yourself. I'm sure we can manage. If anybody else has a question that they'd like to ask Stephen Chan. Anybody out there just having a look? Jay, is that a hand up or is it a round of applause? I can't tell. Hand up. Okay, I'll go ahead and ask then, please. They're out there somewhere. Come on, Jay, you can do this. It's these young people, they don't know how to work the technology. What are the similarities between base and martial arts? Between base and martial arts? I'm not sure I understand the question. Stephen, do you understand the question?
Well, that is a bass guitar in the background. You might be able to still see the neck of the bass guitar. For those of you who like playing bass guitar, that's a Fender Jazz Bass, which is meant to be a very classy bass guitar.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the question, if that's what you mean.
I think it is the question. He says it's because
when you play bass guitar, what you've got, it's like playing drums or playing piano, okay, or playing ordinary guitar. Your 2 hands are doing something very different. You've got to finger the keyboard and you've got to pick the strings, just like when you're playing piano. And this means that your mind is having to concentrate on 2 different things at once, but still trying to be harmonious. So it's like music in general, and it's like martial arts. You've got to be able to do many different things at the same time, particularly defending yourself, and you've got to make it harmonious. You just can't be all over the place. So I think there's a real similarity between bass and martial arts. Good question, actually.
Thank you. Cool. Well done, Jay. Right. Next question then. Oh, we've had a few come in. Dylan says, have you ever had to defend yourself?
Oh, yes.
Many occasions.
Yes, I'm afraid so. spent a lot of my time in, let's say, difficult countries. I used to, your parents will explain to you what this is, peacekeeping liaison diplomat. And this meant I had to go to many violent areas to try to stop violence, to try to stop war. And when you're not in peaceful areas, you're going to often find yourself being attacked. So yes, I have been attacked. I have had to defend myself. The funny thing is that even though you're being threatened, I've always gone out of my way not to hurt the people attacking me, apart from getting them to stop attacking me, obviously. But I don't think I've ever broken anybody up, and I would be very reluctant to do that. But yes, on many occasions, I've had to defend myself, sometimes against many people at the same time. And I really have to be very thankful for all of those years of training that allowed me to do that, because at the end of every single fight, I was the one who was able to walk away. So yeah, good karate, calm mind, harmonious spirit. You're going to be able to defend yourself and your loved ones, okay?
I'd like to add to that, those of you who haven't had a chance to read the book yet, the book is about Chan getting kidnapped and Suki and Beko having to rescue him. And I didn't make that story up. I just took it from the fact that Stephen Chan here has before been a prisoner and been unfairly imprisoned, and also that he was maybe the world's most annoying prisoner. And so the fact that in the book Chan is super annoying and makes it very difficult for the people holding him captive, that wasn't me making up a story. That was just me representing Chan as the real Chan, who is has been a super annoying prisoner. Is that not correct, Sensei?
I don't think super annoying. Well, I did try my best to be annoying, of course, but that takes a lot of practice. So I guess I'm going to have to be thrown into prisons more often to get enough practice to be super annoying.
Splendid. And just wanted you to know, Stephen, that Maui came to listen to you. He missed out on the rest of it, but he's a fan, so he decided to turn up for the last.
Hello, Maui. I'm pleased to meet you in person at last. I've been following your career as the dojo cat, so lovely to meet you, Maui.
He's happy enough here. Right, now we have, let me just have a look. We've got a sudden flood of questions in just a couple of minutes. So let me just pick out. Liam wants to know how many hours a day you practice.
Well, I've got a day job. I actually have to teach at university, so I can't practice as much as I would like, but it's a minimum every single day of 90 minutes.
Which is why you're a 10th Dan. So you guys, if you want to be a 10th Dan, that's the thing. You've got to practice a minimum of 90 minutes a day. And more if you have a chance to. Santi wants to know, what's your favorite weapon for karate, please?
Well, what you can just about see behind me as well, on top of the filing cabinet, I think you can see the filing cabinet behind me, is the edge of a sword, which is on a display stand. That's a 400-year-old Japanese sword, and it belonged to a warrior 400 years ago. And for a long time, I guess the sword was my favorite weapon. I can also do Chinese sword. I really, really like Sophia's demonstration with a wooden Chinese saber. So if you keep practicing, Sophia, then maybe one day Mary will give you her beautiful steel sword. But I think right now that steel sword might be taller than you are, but keep practicing. Because you're getting quite good. So be very, very happy with your demonstration today. I was very pleased to see you do that.
Thank you, Sensei. She works very, very hard. Cool. Okay. We do have some other questions that have come through, but we're at time now, and I like to be as careful as possible not to take away from people's time. I just wanted to add in a comment from Casey, and I don't know who that is, but somebody who's watching as an adult, saying it's fascinating that it's based on real life. Somebody who was in Bosnia as UN Pro 4. Is that how I say that? I'm not sure.
UN Pro 4, yes. Un Pro 4.
Yes, in Bosnia. So that's cool. Thank you for that contribution. And thank you very much, all the adults that have also taken the time to come along today. And really, that's going to be us. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming along.